So this video will be a brief look at the rappers I believe are the best of this decade. But hold on, let me define what metrics I am using and what I am not using so it's clear why I've chosen the artists that I have. I repeat, I am not looking at commercial success, the amount of sales that an artist made. I am also not looking at the influence or how groundbreaking their sound was on the genre itself. I will be looking at innate skill, bodies of work between 2010 and 2019, and originality. I don't think most of this list will be controversial. A lot of people would be able to interchange some of the artists I put here. And this list is in no particular order. This is my top 5 without any further ado. So I'm going to start off with Cole. Beginning the decade with Friday Night Lights and ending it with KOD has been a phenomenal run. He covers different issues on Forest Hills Drive than he does on KOD or For Your Eyes. I mean, even before the decade began, the warm-up made him gain a large fan base already. But for Forest Hills Drive to have no features and no singles and still demonstrate raw emotion and storytelling and demonstrate intricate attention to detail, that's real. That's what helped him to prove to people that he could do it way back in 2014. But even throughout this decade and at the end of this decade, he's managed to show that his ability is still razor sharp, with features even on his third Dreamville album. I think people will look back on J. Cole and say he formed his own lane and did well covering the issues that he wanted to, whether it was social commentary or personal issues, and whether he had haters or fans. Cole's work this decade has shown that he has ability, depth and versatility to be one of the best MCs of the decade, and that's why he's on my list. I'm going to move on to one of the more underrated artists in this game, Big KRIT. Now, Big KRIT to me has always been incredibly important. When he made KRIT Was Here, that was a changing moment for me. KRIT Was Here is one of the best mixtapes I've ever heard. Songs like Hometown Hero, Children of the World and Good Enough are still to this day the most truthful and honest songs in music period. If that mixtape had those 3 songs alone, I would have been more than happy. Now, over the years, he's dropped project after project, slightly varying in quality, but he's shown he's never really lost it. I still remember when he dropped Mount Olympus after Sean's Control verse, and I was like, holy smokes, KRIT is going in as a sonic force to be reckoned with. Even loose projects like 12 for 12 just demonstrated how he's always got it. Big projects like Cadillactica and nearly ending the decade with Forever Is a Mighty Long Time, while dropping project after project over the decade, also, while still producing himself, has to me not only shown his hunger, but his dedication to the game. I have no doubts that he is one of the top 5 MCs of this decade. Next up, the Compton man himself, Kendrick. Section 80, Good Kid Mad City, To Pimp a Butterfly and Damn. 4 giant projects, each with attention to detail, each with songs that speak volumes about numerous state of affairs for not only himself but society as a whole. That's massive. The way Kendrick raps his albums with hidden messages, each song linking to another, thematic connections, and having production choices and sample choices that vary very intricately, are some of my favourite parts of Kendrick's bodies of work. No one this decade has done it quite like him, and there has always been a great case for him to be among the greatest of all time, let alone the best of this decade. People will look back at Kendrick and say, how was it possible? How was it possible for Kendrick to have that degree of improvement and variety while still maintaining such skill and such grace? I wonder about that myself sometimes. It's insane. My next top MC of this decade is Freddie Gibbs. Now, this whole decade, I've been waiting for a verse in hip-hop that's been better than his verse of Rob Me feat Big KRIT. The breath control, the wordplay, the storytelling, and the conviction still make it my favourite verse between 2010 and 2019. You heard me. Listen to that track if you don't believe me. Since then, he's gone on to make numerous projects, some stronger than others, but I have no qualms in saying that Pinata and Bandana are among the best albums this decade. Both of those albums and other projects have demonstrated to me that he's capable of rapping at the highest level. He has been effortlessly able to have flow for beat switches, include humor and wit when appropriate, have the ability to invoke emotion and make someone be immersed in the environments he's rapping about when listening to their tracks. Anyone And I repeat, anyone can make a strong case for Freddie Gibbs being one of the best MCs of this decade. Now, I'm going to end this with Tyler. Not Drake, not Nipsey, not Rhapsody, not Pusha T, not Future, not Travis. Why? Goblin, Wolf, Cherry Bomb, Flower Boy and Igor have shown me that he can use literary devices very well, aka metaphor, simile, alliteration, rhyme schemes. He's also shown me he's capable of a huge range of emotions. The things he speaks on Flower Boy is so far from Goblin's verses that I sometimes think, wait, am I even listening to the same rapper on this? He's shown me growth, and he's shown me immense variety that is no less than the other artists on my list. He's had a great run of singles, a great run of B-side tracks and features this decade. He's shown me that he's got a great eye for production and an immense range in vocal delivery, and he's not afraid of being himself and voicing what he thinks his music should represent and be. People will look at Tyler this decade as a niche artist, but to a lot of people, he's been a fearless MC who's never afraid of exploring.